stay open.
Hey guys, it's your girl, Laquana McIntyre, aka I Am Successful Too. I'm doing something a little different today, guys. I am coming to you with a reaction video. I most recently saw this video, as we all have, on Michelle Obama's podcast, which I did not know she had a podcast, but I am very enlightened to know that she does because I am now a new subscriber after watching some of her other videos and being very intrigued by her topics. But you know, I had to definitely provide feedback on this particular video because Tracy Ellis Ross, to some, would somewhat be somewhat of the poster child for my channel in particular, because I am a big advocate for really just embracing your singleness and childlessness, no matter what age that you are. Okay, so if you have not been to my channel yet, if you're a new viewer, hey, returning subscribers, hey. Again, I'm Laquana McIntyre. I am 38 years old. I'm single and I'm childless, unmarried. I say that proudly, okay? So, again, I definitely had to come on here and react to this particular video or just provide you guys with my insight. Now, I watched the video before I decided to get on here to talk to you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, like, some things I don't agree with Tracy Ellis Ross, but let's just watch together and we'll just see how we all feel about this particular video, okay? And I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm literally just playing just a piece of it, okay? Let's go.
I'm probably more
Way
open.
open.
Yes. Oh my God, that sounded so wrong.
I didn't mean that, Mom.
My heart,
Your family.
my heart stays open.
Your heart
more
literally
open than
stays
it
open.
should.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
right.
all right.
More open
correction.
than it should be, but I do date, and it's a fascinating adventure out there. You know, mostly though, I think there's really good men out there. I think to a certain extent, I'm a very unique sort of unicorn of a woman.
Yes, you
And
are.
so it's going to take a unique person. And in the meantime, I have really learned how to live my life and enjoy it and not sit around waiting. I was saying to someone recently that I'm one of the first generations of choice, and it's not anymore, which really, there was a window and that has shifted. And I do think that that's going to change dating for women so much.
When you mean you've been the sort of the product of choice.
Yeah,
you
like
mean
the
just-
assumption of Roe v. Wade and the ability for a woman to find her own delight and pleasure and choice.
Okay, guys, first and foremost, please forgive me because the timing is a bit off. Because this is my first reaction video, so I gotta get all the kinks and bugs out. I did want to just commentate on this particular part. So I absolutely know that this is very, being pro-choice to some people, excuse me, this is what I want to say. This is a very controversial thing to a lot of people, if you're pro-choice or if you're not. I have no shame with saying that I am pro-choice. So with a lot of her talking points, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you off top that I completely agree with what she's saying, okay? That is not to say that I have experienced that in my particular life, but for women who is pro-choice, I am completely all for it. So I just wanted to say that.
Around how she navigates dating or how one would navigate dating. And we're in a different world now.
Right,
and I'm
about that.
curious what that will look like. It frightens me for younger girls because of many reasons, obviously. But even with the systemic protection of Roe v. Wade, I still was coming up against the cultural norms of being a choiceful woman and owning my own body and my own choices and what it is that I'm looking for in a relationship and the ability to negotiate in a relationship what it is you want the relationship to be between the two of you, as opposed to what society says it should be.
Well,
that's different.
I don't know that we're gonna lose that. I think women, we're used to having a say in our lives.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether the whole movement is about sort of reharnessing us, you know,
Sure.
whether is it really about,
And can that really
reproductive
work?
rights? Can that really work now that women are educated and we're being raised differently? I mean, the truth is that fathers are modernized.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Mostly.
mostly they are, you know, and if you were to ask the average man, how are you raising your daughter? Because you love her. The average father that loves their daughter wants them to be excellent, you know, and they want them to have opportunity and freedom.
And
I mean,
freedom.
when you think about you don't want your daughter saddle marrying some guy that chose her because he just didn't think about anything else
and
was
who believes
ready
that
at
her
the
body
time.
is his choice.
Exactly. So I don't think a lot of leaders are thinking about that. You know?
Well, and they haven't been asked.
I definitely had to agree with Michelle. I do believe that there are a lot of dads now who are modernized. So, in my personal opinion, I don't know for sure because I haven't really talked to a lot of men about the pro-choice movement or the law that has passed to get rid of the option of abortion. But I agree. I would think with a lot of dads and their mindsets now and their understanding on how society is now versus what it once upon a time was, I would think that they would completely want to allow their daughter to have the choice. Now, it is best to teach your daughter to not put herself in those particular circumstances first and foremost. But we do understand that things happen, life happens. So I agree there with Michelle wholeheartedly. I do believe that there are a lot of dads out there who would rather for their daughter to do the best and be the best that she could be in life versus aspiring to just be a wife to anybody first and foremost just to say that she's a wife.
Too, because I think it's not always a context that if it's an area that you don't have to think into,
Right.
But I think there is it is a genuine regular thought process for me. It's one of the reasons. I mean, we've talked about this that often I date younger men, and a lot of it is because
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a
Several
great dinner.
snaps on that
we
one.
had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table your husband goes, "But why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes, Parish. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. It's really
Okay,
fun to share.
Tracy Tales.
But
You date a younger
I'm sorry.
But one of the
younger men.
reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that.
I did want to say this one thing though. I did notice that that's a thing though with a lot of women who becomes older, who isn't married. They could have kids or don't have kids, but I did notice that there's a trend going on now with a lot of older women where they're now dating younger men. So I do find that very interesting. Now, could it be because the older men simply don't want a woman their age and they do prefer a young girl? Or is it because the older woman, or is it because the older woman is only attracting the younger men? I don't know. Or is it because she truly finds the younger guys hotter or better, as Tracy Ellis Ross says here? But you guys you'll see it coming up.
I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me.
I want to talk about that toxic masculinity part. So I've been hearing a lot of this toxic masculinity thing from men who are of our past generation. Y'all, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? This make it a lot of slack for some people. I'm not saying that we need toxic masculinity, but with the generation of men that we are in now, they need to reach back and pull some of those traits from some of the men back in the day, okay? This is a part that I can't agree with Tracy. Like, it's certain pieces of the masculinity back then, way back in our grandpa day, that I don't agree with, where the women had no say so. They were just at home raising the kids. The man came and, he did what he wanted to do. He left when he pleased, but when it came to the level of how a man provided, and I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about just how they showed up in the household, the leadership skills that a man possessed once upon a time. I absolutely feel like that is something that is missing in today's time. As we continue watching the video, I don't know what Tracy's been through in her past for relationships, but it sounds like to her, in her relationship, leadership showed up as control. So when I look at this video in particular, I do have questions about why Tracy is still single at her age. Again, I didn't, play the entire video, but for me, I'm almost gathering that she didn't want to have, she's not the type of woman that could be coached to an extent. You know what I'm saying? She wanted the freedom to do what she pleased, possibly. That's what I'm gathering. But, we can all put our own opinions on this here. So let's continue.
Yeah. I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession, or whatever those things were, or prize, I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
I'm sorry.
No,
Craig.
I was going to say, it's a generational thing. So it didn't matter how you met them, or is it just
I'm
kind
not
of the
saying,
guys you're meeting?
That's obviously,
Too big of a
it's a
generalization.
generalization, but because I have dated men my age, there is a difference. There is an openness that occurs with a younger man around whether it's gender fluidity or not even having an issue with homosexuality. I mean, something as basic as that there's times.
I hear you.
She lost me. Y'all, please forgive me, but she lost me with the gender fluidity thing. If you don't know what gender fluidity means, go Google it right now, okay? And then the homosexuality thing. Now, I don't agree with, people, being, I guess, against or bashing people that decides to be homosexual, homosexuals or whatever. I don't agree with the homophobes. I don't. But I think there is too many men who are now operating in their feminine energy, and stuff like this that Tracy said, it pretty much, it does not help, okay? So if there are women who thinks like she does, then that is why it is hard to date nowadays. And that is why it is hard to hold a relationship, because no one, where's the masculinity? We can't both be in our feelings. We can't both be over here. You 1 minute you want to be in your feminine, now you want to be in your masculine. Like I don't know. I don't agree with that. I just don't. I don't want a man that agrees with gender fluidity. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, it sounds like she's open to a bisexual man, maybe. That's what it sounds like to me. She wants a bisexual man. Listen, I don't know what Tracy has going on, guys, and